Hi guys, hope you're all okay. It's Chantel. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd show you all the fragrances that were love at first sniff for me. These are fragrances that when I first tried them I just fell head over heels in love with them. So I've got quite a few to show you. But before we get into that, I'd absolutely love it if you'd subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. It really does help my channel grow and get me out to all you fragrance lovers. So let's get straight into the video. The first fragrance I want to talk about is a fragrance that I've had for a little while now. And it's a fragrance that I adore wearing, especially in the cooler months. It's Van Cleef & Arpels Orchid Veneer. Now, when I first tried this, I didn't actually have any fragrances quite like it. This was like a dream for me. I love it so much and I still do. It's the most beautiful chocolatey vanilla fragrance. You've got a little bit of mandarin orange in there, which gives it that sort of chocolate orange vibe. It's sweet and it's just so beautiful. I find this one really relaxing. I always seem to wear it in the winter time when it's cold outside. I wear it for family movies when you're all snuggled up in front of the TV watching films. It's like a total woolly jumper fragrance, as I call it. Something you would wear when you're all cozied up in the winter time. I adore it so much. It's such a good one. There's also notes of almond and tonka in here, which really does add to that cozy vibe. So yeah, this is perfect for the winter time and such a stunning fragrance by Van Cleef & Arpels, and it's called Orchid Veneer. So if you know me, you'll know how much I love like boozy chocolate fragrances. They're right up my street, and this one is one of my absolute favourites. It's by Panna London and it's called Pink Marked Champagne Truffle. This is the most beautiful raspberry chocolate brandy fragrance. It's absolutely stunning. It's got a stunning gourmand feel to it. I just love a boozy note. It's like a sort of raspberry liqueur with chocolate and brandy. It's just like biting into a like boozy chocolate truffle. It's so beautiful, and this is so long lasting on the skin. It really lasts the full day and it just smells absolutely delicious. As soon as I smelled this one, it was just love at first sniff. It really is. I could sniff this all day. It's that gorgeous. If you do like a boozy chocolate sort of raspberry fragrance, this one is absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend trying it out. It's Panna London Pink Marked Champagne Truffle. Another boozy chocolate fragrance that I just got my hands on not so long ago is Guerlain's Gourmand Cocaine. Now this is stunning. This one has rum, chocolate and vanilla in there, and those are the notes that really do stand out for me. There's also quite a lot of spices in there. It's just such a beautiful boozy vanilla fragrance. I adore this one. I've heard a lot about it being discontinued, and I did buy this off someone on eBay, but I just had to get my hands on it. And do you know what? I got it for a really reasonable price. So I'm so happy with this one. This one again lasts quite a while on my skin. This is something I would wear for like a date night. It's just so beautiful. These sort of boozy chocolate fragrances are just me. in a bottle. I love them so much. So yeah, this is a love at first sniff, and I'll still love it so much, and I'll treasure this one. It's Guerlain Gourmand Coquine. The next one is a fragrance that I got a sample from by one of my amazing friends here on YouTube, Sally Marion. She sent me a sample of Juliet Has a Gun Lipstick Fever. And honestly, as soon as I smelled it, I loved it so much. This is a beautiful raspberry and violet fragrance. There's iris in there, there's vanilla. It's just such a beautiful fragrance, and this one gives me like makeup vibes. It's like a sort of old-fashioned, expensive smelling lipstick smell. It reminds me of like having a nice expensive lipstick in a leather handbag. This gives me sort of leather vibes, which it doesn't have any leathery notes in there, but I do get like a sort of raspberry, violet, iris and leather smell. There is some cedar in here, which gives it a little bit of that woody vibe as well, and I really love this one. It's Juliet Has a Gun Lipstick Fever. The next one is a stunning vanilla fragrance. It's Un Bois Vanille by Serge Lutens. This is a beautiful vanilla. You've got coconut in there, you've got woody notes, there's licorice, there's also an almond note and beeswax as well. It's such a beautifully blended vanilla fragrance. It's not too sweet. It's like a sort of, it's got a waxy feel to it coming from that beeswax. It's so beautiful, and definitely one of my favourite vanillas. To me, this one smells very expensive, and it's definitely a one for the winter time. I love to wear this in the winter time. It's so comforting and warming, and it's just an amazing all-round fragrance. I love it so much. Serge Lutens Un Bois Vanille. Then we've got one that I wore for many years, is like my signature fragrance. I wore it anytime. I just only really had this fragrance and a couple of others at the time, but I just loved this one so much. And a lot of my friends still like always comment about how I used to love this fragrance so much. It's Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Now, I adored this. It was, as I say, my signature. It's all I ever really wore, and I did used to overspray it, which isn't a good idea with this fragrance if you know it well. It's really strong. This is a dark, fruity, sort of chocolatey, spicy fragrance. It's a mix of all sorts. It has so many notes. But to me, I get like a lot of the chocolate, a lot of those dried fruits and spices. And this is such a like dark and mysterious fragrance. I still love this one, but I don't wear it all that much now. But this was like the ultimate love at first sniff for me. I just adored this one so much, you wouldn't believe. So yeah, this is amazing. This lasts the whole day into the next day until you have a shower. You've got to literally like scrub this off. It even lasts after a shower. You've got to really get in there deep to get this one off your skin. But yeah, such a great fragrance. Tom Ford Black Orchid. A little bit after me love for Tom Ford Black Orchid, I really got into Tobacco Veneer. This was the next Tom Ford fragrance I bought, and I just wore this for like really special occasions, if I was going out with my husband or friends. And this is the most gorgeous tobacco and vanilla fragrance. There's dried fruits in this one as well. You've also got some spices in there. This is a fragrance that always reminds me of like an old-fashioned gentleman's club. It really takes me to that sort of scene with the tobacco filling the room and the boozy vibe. This is just a really well-dressed gentleman in that gentleman's club. I really adore this one. It's so gorgeous, long lasting. Again, it really lasts on my skin. But yeah, if you want to feel really put together and fill a room with your fragrance, this is such a great one. This really does fill a room. It will get you noticed. To me, it just is one of the best tobacco fragrances on the market. I still love it so much. It's Tom Ford Tobacco Veneer. Another fragrance that I used to wear is like a signature in one point of my life was Haute Couture by Givenchy. This is an EDP. Now this was an absolute love at first sniff fragrance. I smelled it when I was at work. I used to be a beauty therapist and I was doing a treatment on this lady. She was getting a facial done. She used to be a regular client and she always smelled amazing, and I asked her what it was, and it was this beautiful fragrance. This is a raspberry fragrance. It's quite smoky. There's a syrupiness to it. It's just gorgeous. It reminds me of like sort of cigarette smoke in a way, but not in a bad way at all. My friend here on YouTube, Frances from Happiness Sparkles, she said that this gives her a sort of cigarette ash vibe, and I really see that every time I smell it now. Since she said that, it really does remind me of that. It's like that sort of vibe, raspberry and cigarette ash, which doesn't sound very nice, but honestly, this is so amazing. I love this one so much, and it's one I'll always have in my collection. It's really long lasting. It smells very niche, and I just think it's such a great fragrance, and it is getting a little bit more hype than it used to, because not many people used to talk about this at all. But it's just such an amazing fragrance, and I actually recently got the vintage version, and I'm so happy because this smells even more beautiful, even stronger than the current version. This is definitely stronger, which does prove to me that it's been reformulated. Maybe it has just matured, but smelling these side by side, the vintage version is definitely stronger. It's got a little bit more of a sweetness to it, and that sort of smoky vibe really does stand out in it as well. I still think the current reformulation is amazing, so I would definitely recommend it, and it's Haute Couture by Givenchy. A fragrance that I recently discovered is one of the most beautiful spicy fragrances I've ever tried, and it's really started a love for spicy fragrances for me. It's Kenzo Jungle L'Elephant. This has been out for quite a while, and I had never ever tried it, but this is a stunning spice bomb of a fragrance. You've got cardamom in there, there's clove, licorice, vanilla, there's also a mango note in here, and I just think this is amazing. Definitely unisex in my opinion. It's so beautiful, and I love it so much. It's a beautiful, beautiful, spicy fragrance. It reminds me of a spice market. It really does. It's so, so long lasting as well on the skin. And it's just an all-round beautiful fragrance that I would wear to any occasion and at any time of the year. When I first smelled it, I thought this was like a autumn winter fragrance, but I tried it out in the high heat, and honestly it smells amazing, and that mango note comes through when your skin is really warmed up. So I love this one so, so much. It's Kenzo Jungle Le Elephant. A one that I just got for my birthday in June is a fragrance that I had tried a while ago, and I loved it when I first tried it, and I don't know what happened, but I never actually bought the fragrance. And then my friend Sam from Sam Smells was sending some samples, and I asked her to include this fragrance, and honestly when I smelled it again I knew I just had to have it, and I've worn it quite a bit since I got it for my birthday. It's Christian Dior's Gris Dior. This is the most stunning rose and oak moss fragrance. It's absolutely out this world. You've also got notes of patchouli and sandalwood in there. This to me is such a classy fragrance. This is something I wear when I feel really put together. I would wear it for absolutely any occasion, any time of the year. This is like an all-rounder fragrance. You could wear it to the office, you could wear it to go shopping, you could wear it on a girly day out, yet you could wear it for like a special event. It just smells so classy, put together, expensive, and just so, so beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance, and I just know that I'm going to run through this bottle so, so fast because I absolutely adore it. And I've put a little bit of a dent in there, and for me that just shows how much I love it, because I have got a big fragrance collection. I never wear the same fragrance twice in a week usually, but this one I was wearing non-stop for quite a while after my birthday. I just couldn't put it down. It's gorgeous, so I would highly recommend checking this one out. The longevity is amazing. It's a massive compliment getter, it really is. I got complimented on this when I was out for a family dinner by a guy who was just walking past. He said, "What is that smell?" I was stood at the bar, he asked us what I was wearing, and it was this amazing fragrance. And to be honest, I don't usually get loads of compliments on fragrances, but this just really, really gets a lot of compliments. It grabs attention. It's just so, so stunning. So yeah, love it. It's Gris Dior by Dior. The next one is another boozy fragrance. As you can tell, I do love me boozy fragrances, and this one is absolutely unreal. It's by Aaron Terence Hughes and it's called Forbidden. This is the most gorgeous, gourmand, really sweet fragrance. You've got notes of cherry bakewell in there. There's chocolate orange. There's also real boozy notes. It's just gorgeous. Now, this is definitely my most worn fragrance by Aaron Terence Hughes, and I've got a huge Aaron Terence Hughes collection, and I love quite a lot of them. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know how much I love Aaron's fragrances, but this one is definitely my favourite. The inspiration behind this was the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, and you're sitting in like a dark forest on a huge table full of gorgeous, delectable, sweet treats, and this really really takes you to that place. It's just so gorgeous and I love it. It's super, super long lasting. Like this will last until you wash it off. It's so, so good and I love it very, very much. This is probably better suited to like evenings out. It's a really strong fragrance that does draw in attention. It's quite dark and hypnotic in a way and I love it. So that's Aaron Terence Hughes Forbidden. This is definitely one to check out. If I was asked to recommend one fragrance to try from Aaron Terence Hughes, this would definitely be the one I'd recommend. It suits everyone, so yeah, love it so much. Forbidden. The next one is a fragrance that's so, so magical. It takes me to this magical forest full of fairies and nymphs, and it's like a sort of fairy tale. It's Mugler Aura. It's such a beautiful fragrance. I love this one. This is a green vanilla fragrance. To me, I always say it, but this reminds me of root beer. If you like the smell of root beer, you'll love the smell of this. It really does take me back to my childhood when I used to go and get root beer from McDonald's and it was ice cold. It was filled with loads of ice. And that's what this fragrance really reminds me of. It has got a sort of medicinal quality to it, but it just smells really good in my opinion. It's not one for everyone, but it was just a love at first sniff for me. I found it so, so unique and different that it was one that I was gravitating towards quite a lot at the time of purchasing it. And I still love it to this day. It's Aura by Mugler. Another Mugler fragrance that I had to include is a very well loved fragrance and it's Alien Essence Absolute. This is unfortunately discontinued. It has been for a little while now, but this is, to me, the best Alien flanker ever. I even prefer this to the original Alien, which says a lot because I love the original. This is sort of, if you've tried the original, this is amped up and warmed up with vanilla and amber. There's myrrh in here. There's also an incense note. Obviously, it's got a whole load of jasmine in there as well. But this is just so warm and comforting. It's amazing. It really is. And if you can get your hands on it, if you haven't tried it, I know it's really hard to get here in the UK, but I do see it coming up quite a bit on some sites in the US. I've seen a few of my friends here on YouTube talking about it and saying that they had getting it like fairly recently. It does pop up from time to time. So yeah, if you can get your hands on it, I definitely recommend it. It's a beautiful, warming, comforting version of the original Alien. So yeah, that's Mugler's Alien Essence Absolute. The next one is like me, ultimate dressed up fragrance. When I'm going to a special event, I'm feeling really, really put together. But this is one that I've loved for such a long time. And as soon as I smelt this one, I just thought it oozed class and sophistication. It's just such a stunning classic fragrance, and it's Cocoa by Chanel. This is just so, so beautiful. It just smells of elegance, and every time I smell this, it makes me think of like a woman stood sipping champagne in the most beautiful black tight fitted long gown. It's so beautiful. It's just, as I say, class and sophistication in a bottle, and it's one that I'll always have in my collection. and I think I'll always absolutely love this one, and it'll forever be my special occasion fragrance. This one brings back so many happy memories for me because I've worn it to like so many beautiful occasions. So yeah, that's Chanel's Cocoa. Then we've got a fragrance that when I first got it and tried it, took me back to like my childhood, and I loved it so much. This is just like my childhood in a bottle. It really takes us back to so many happy times. I don't know quite what it is that does it, but it just smells like my childhood. It's M. Micallef Mon Parfum Cristal. This is a stunning rose and caramel combo. You've got amber and musk in there as well. And this just makes me feel super happy. It uplifts my mood as soon as I smell it. And it's just such a gorgeous fragrance. I adore the bottle. It's like a work of art. And I just find this one absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at the colour of that juice. It's so rich and intoxicating. It's absolutely stunning. So that's M. Micallef Mon Parfum Cristal. Beautiful rose and caramel fragrance. The newest to my collection is Kayali Invite Only Amber 23. And as soon as I smelt this one, oh, it is so beautiful. It just took my breath away. I love it. I really do. I describe this as like me in a fragrance. It's cherry and tobacco. There's chocolate in there. You've got honey and amber resin. It's just so gorgeous. It really is. And to me, it's very different from the usual Kayali fragrances. I've got all of the Kayalis now, and I really love quite a few of them. I really loved Deja Vu White Flowers. That could have actually been in this video because as soon as I smelt that one, I loved it so much. And I like the Pink Pepper one. And the vanilla is really grown on me. At first, I wasn't too sure about the vanilla one because I've got so many vanilla fragrances, but I love it and I love layering with it. And this fragrance layers beautiful with a vanilla fragrance as well. But yeah, this is just so beautiful. It's a gourmand lover's dream. I love it so much, and I would highly recommend it. I've done a full review on this one, so I won't spend too much time on it. I'll link the video down below and you can check it out, and I'll also link any other reviews I've done of any of the fragrances I'm talking about today, so you can check them out if you want a more in-depth review of any of them. But yeah, love this one. It's Kayali Invite Only Amber 23. Beautiful fragrance. The next one is Rouge Malakite by Amani Privy. Now this, to me, is like an amped up, even more sexy, more sophisticated version of Mugler's Alien. It's got a similar sort of DNA, but to me this one is so much better and I love it. I think it's a little bit more grown up than Alien, and it's just so beautiful. It's got like a classy vibe, but it's also really sexy and intoxicating. It's mysterious. It really gives off that mysterious vibe. If someone smells like this, you want to know who they are. You definitely do. You've got notes of tuberose, jasmine, pink pepper. There's a spiciness to the fragrance. It's just so beautiful and sexy. It really is. And it's Rouge Malakite by Amani Privy. I've just got 3 more left. I know this is quite a long video and I've fitted quite a few fragrances in, but I just wanted to show you all the fragrances that I fell head over heels in love with at first sniff. The next one is Herod by Parfums de Marly. This was my husband's wedding day fragrance, but I love it and I wear it just as much as him. It's such a gorgeous fragrance. This is like a tobacco and vanilla fragrance. There's spices in there. This gives a really cherry vibe to me, like a sort of cherry piped tobacco, and I do get a lot of the cinnamon. This is amazing. If you like a sweet tobacco fragrance, I would highly recommend this. This is definitely unisex in my opinion, and it's one that I would wear again for like meals out with the husband or like date nights. It's just so beautiful and cozy, yet it's quite sexy. It's got that syrupy vibe to it. It's so beautiful and I love it. I've loved it ever since I tried it. So that's Parfums de Marly, Herod. The next one will come to no surprise if you've watched my videos for a while now. My favourite ever summertime fragrance is Creed Virgin Island Water. This is like a coconut and rum cocktail in a bottle. It takes you off on that island getaway, sipping cocktails on the beach, reading a good book and just enjoying life. It's so beautiful. It's uplifting. It's just like my favourite ever summertime fragrance. And if you haven't tried this one and you like lime and coconut, you've got to check it out. It's such a stunning fragrance and I wear it so much in the summertime. It's Creed Virgin Island Water. If you're going on holiday, you need to get your hands on this because this is the perfect holiday fragrance. Love it so much. So the final fragrance I'm going to talk about today is Atlas Garden by YSL. This is a stunning fragrance that I don't hear a whole load about. It's got a date note in here, which is quite a unique note. I don't see it in many fragrances. You've also got a beautiful orange blossom. There's mandarin orange, there's bergamot, there's a stunning tonka bean note, which gives it a sort of creaminess. It's just so beautifully blended. It's a stunning fragrance. It's a sort of sticky, sort of sweet fragrance. And that orange blossom smells amazing in here. I'm not a huge fan of orange blossom in fragrances, but it does smell so good in this one. The notes just blend together beautifully. So if you haven't tried this, I'd really recommend it. It sort of gives us the similar vibe to Rouge Malakite. They're not in any way the same fragrance or dupes for one another. But I think if you like Rouge Malakite, you'd like this one. I find them to give the same sort of vibe. So yeah, I love this one so much. Atlas Garden by YSL. So that's it guys. Those are all the fragrances that I fell head over heels in love with from first sniff. So let me know in the comments, what fragrances were your like love at first smell fragrances? Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Press the notification bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd absolutely love it if you think about doing so. And I'll see you all very soon on the next one. Bye.